we brought in a banner that said "Stop Arming Israel," and we held it up. We had to sneak it in because they didn't want that, and I think that's a real travesty because free expression is the hallmark of democracy, and we can't have democracy in the Democratic Party if we're not allowing the people that have serious issues to talk about them, demonstrate about them, have their positions clearly stated. And unfortunately, what happened when we held up the banner is that a lot of people started bullying us. They tried to cover up the banner with signs and stuff like that to bring in front of it. One of the people from behind us tried to rip it out of our hands several times and finally succeeded. It's just very unfortunate that that is the attitude of people in the purportedly Democratic Party who are not in favor of free speech, who are not in favor of factions within the party stating their issues, even peacefully, as we were. We were holding up a sign. We were not making noise. We were just holding up a sign. It's really, really sad to see how, basically this is kind of like brown shirt behavior on the part of members of the Democratic Party, that they were just grab the banner and shout at us like that. It was actually a very interesting divide, though. The black folks in front of us, several of them came up underneath the banner and said, "Look, we get it, just not right now, okay?" And most of the black folks were totally fine with what we were doing. It was the white folks from the union behind us that ripped the banner out of our hands. Okay, so, but even the folks that were saying, not right now, this is the time where we're having political speech in a huge arena for a whole bunch of Democrats. That's the time when we have political speech. If they want to say rah, 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 Joe Biden, great, they get to do that. But we also get to say what we want to say. And the key thing, one of the key things to understand about why we did this. First reason, I'm a Jew, and I was raised to believe that never again means never again for anyone, anywhere, ever, period.
We started with meetings and lobbyings and discussions. We submitted our platform suggestions to be considered within the party platform. We voted uncommitted. We nominated ceasefire and else. So we tried all of those ways in which the tools that the party has provided us and that the bylaws of the party has provided us to be able to deliver our messages, and we didn't find any response to it. Yes, of course, there was a change in the rhetoric of the party, but we also didn't see any significant change beyond the rhetoric at all. Again, as we asked yesterday in our banner, we wanted to put a limit or even conditions on the military aid and weapons to Israel, and that was made in that was shut down in a very fascist way, which was very shocking, because we are the party who are fighting. Supposedly, we're the party who are fighting against fascism and the return of fascism and the Trumpian fascism within American politics. But our first response to just the banner was very fascist response.
From my perspective as a Jew, I don't see a big difference. I don't see any difference at all between a Jewish ethno-nationalist state and an Aryan ethno-nationalist state, except who gets to kill who with impunity. From my perspective, the way to ensure that Jews are safe all over the world is to ensure that never again means never again for anyone, anywhere, ever, period. That's how we get Jews to be safe. We don't get Jews to be safe by having a little enclave in one particular location and building a wall around it. That is not how you make anything safe. That's been demonstrated by history. Anytime we have something like that, eventually somebody's going to come around and knock it over.